Good morning, day 702. We are here every morning, never giving up until each and every one of our hostages will be back home. We have 48 hostages still tortured and starved in the dungeons of Gaza. We are here to demand from the inhumane, barbaric, rapist, modern-day Nazis, monsters who kidnapped them, to surrender and let our people go. If there will be a ceasefire agreement, we demand that all hostages will be released on the first day of ceasefire, or there's no ceasefire. All of them together at once, in one phase, one bus. Nobody is left behind, and Israel should give up nothing. We will continue with the war and the pressure on Hamas. On our own, it seems like just Israel and the US pressuring Hamas, the rest of the world siding with Hamas. But we will continue with the pressure until they release our hostages and surrender, because we will never give up on our people. We will never surrender to a death. We will ensure Hamas is gone from the face of the earth, and their ideology is gone with it. This terrorist rose to fame when he took the phone of one of his victims on October 7th, used her phone to call his parents, to brag, to be so proud, for them to be so proud of him, of how he killed, bragging about killing, murdering, massacring 10 innocent people in Israel. IDF finally found this terrorist and eliminated him, made sure he will meet his creator Satan. I'm sure his parents are very proud of him, became a shaheed. The indoctrination in Gaza have made these monsters. The indoctrination to hate the Jews and wanting to kill the Jews and spend all of their lives, resources and efforts for that cause alone. Instead of focusing on themselves in bettering their lives, they have built this terrorist hub in Gaza, all for the one cause of the annihilation of the Jewish people. It's so sad, and it's so sad and crazy that people on the West are siding with them without realizing that you are next. That this ideology is not specifically towards Jews. It is Jews at the top of it, because Jews to them is their biggest enemy. But Christians are also their enemies, as we have seen Islamic jihadis massacring Christians all across the world. But for some reason, in the Western countries where they're supposed to be a little more, having more common sense, more educated, more knowledgeable, with all that information that is accessible for you, yet you're so fucking useful idiots, fucking dumb, brainless people. And you want to reward those monsters with the state. I heard someone saying yesterday correctly that October 7th didn't happen because the Gazans didn't have a state. It happened because they had a state. In 2005, Israel withdrew from Gaza, giving it to them. They had their own state. They elected their own government, Hamas, in order to annihilate Israel, in order to destroy Israel. And what did they achieve? They destroyed themselves. The Western countries who are siding with Hamas have one clear goal: the annihilation of Israel. If they would care for the Gazan people, if it was for that purpose, they would have called for Hamas to surrender and let our people go. But no, instead, they want to reward these terrorists, give them validation. Sick world that we live in. Israel has done more than any country in the world to protect civilians' lives in the combat zone. Their own enemy who was trying to annihilate them. They have done more than any country in the world to protect civilian lives, and there is no genocide. The Nazis in Germany didn't drop leaflets to the Jews telling them to evacuate because they're about to take out a terrorist organization that infiltrated itself within the Jewish community. Israel has dropping leaflets because they want to spare civilian lives in Gaza. They understand that there's a difference between the terrorists, the brainwashed terrorists, to some civilians uninvolved, as they call it in Israel. They want to spare civilian lives because we don't want to annihilate the Gazans. We have no genocidal intentions. We never cared. Why would we leave in 2005? Why would we leave this land to the Gazans in the hope for peace? Why would we sign peace agreements with Egypt and Jordan and other countries surrounding Israel? For what? For what purpose are we signing peace agreements? If we are if we are colonizers and white supremacists and genocidal and all that fucking bullshit, none of it is adding up to the actual reality and the facts on the ground. But Israel will continue to doing the right thing, trying to evacuate Gazan civilians, while Hamas is urging them to stay and remain the human shelter that have been using them for this whole time. Hamas knows that Gaza City is the last battle for them. This is the last grasp of air for them. Israel, IDF, is pushing them against the wall, and we eventually will get our results. The goal to take over Gaza City and take over Gaza as a whole, the whole strip, is to release our hostages, all 48 of them, and to ensure never again we will not allow the Gazans to commit another atrocities against Israel with October 7th massacre, as they vowed that they would. We will not allow it. The day after the war, Gaza will be demilitarized. There will be a civilian government that seeks peace with Israel. And anyone who is complicit with terrorism will find their creator, Satan. We'll go and meet them. Meanwhile, from the Houthis just now, just literally as I was preparing for my video, 4 suicidal drones was shot at Israel from the Houthis from Yemen. 2 of them were intercepted. 1 of them crashed in Sinai, in the Sinai Peninsula, Egypt, and the 4th one hit Ramon Airport in the southern part of Israel, in the Negev. There are reports of 8 people who are injured, mostly lightly injured from shrapnels from glass. You can see in the damage, but also the report says that 2 hours after this attack, the airport is back to full operation. Would anyone condemn the Houthis for, as according to their claims, they are standing up for the Gazan people? But that's fucking bullshit. If they weren't, why would they attack Israel? If they're standing up for the Gazan people, they need to call for Hamas to surrender and let our people go, because that will end the suffering in Gaza. And I put in suffering because if they would truly be suffering, they wouldn't have to lie about it. They wouldn't have to make up propaganda. But of course, the world won't care. When Jews are dying, nobody cares. When the Gazans, the poor children in Gaza, are dying because of being used by Hamas as human shield, then the world is being outraged and blaming Israel instead of putting the blame where it belongs, of Hamas. That is the only cause for this whole suffering. We will continue to do the right thing. We will continue to defend ourselves with whatever means necessary. And we don't care. We don't care you don't support us. You know, we're not gonna just apologize for our existence or to defending ourselves. We will continue to defend ourselves with whatever means necessary, because we rather fucking live. And we will continue doing so proudly in our SSL homeland Israel, from the Jordan River all the way to the Mediterranean Sea. Am Israel will forever be. Am Israel Chai forever.